All right, guys, welcome back to the New Dad Fitness Podcast, where we talk about life, lifting, and how to juggle being a dad without completely losing your mind. On today's episode, it's a big one. We're chatting about something every busy dad needs to hear. It's filling your cup. When relaxing isn't being lazy, and how to actually push yourself when you train, all right? Because here's the thing. Most blokes are either all fucking gas and no brakes, right? Or they're coasting on cruise control thinking that they're working hard when really they're just spinning their wheels, right? So let's break it down. How to rest productively, how to refill your tank mentally, and 3 tips to make sure that you're going hard enough when you're in the gym, right? So without further ado, let's get into it, right? Filling your cup. Here's something that I see all the time, and I see it in myself too, right? Dads who think rest is weakness. They feel guilty for taking a day off or spending an hour on the couch. But, mate, if your cup's empty, then what are you fucking pouring from, right? You can't give any energy to your family, your job, or your training if you're running on fumes, right? So filling your cup doesn't always mean doing nothing. Sometimes it's about doing something for you. So for me, that might be training solo with my sick playlist on, or going for a walk without the phone, or even just spending 30 minutes playing a game on my Switch or something. It's not lazy. It's maintenance. Just like you don't drive your car 20,000 kilometers without a service, you can't expect your body and brain to just keep going. So instead of asking, should I rest? Ask, what would refill my cup today? It could be sleep, silence, a walk, music, a good meal, or just time without being needed by someone, right? Remember, the goal isn't always to be busy. The goal is to be better when you are busy, right? Does that make a bit of sense? Hopefully it makes sense. So let's talk about when relaxing is productive. This is a big one that I've had to deal with this week, right? So it's actually the most productive thing sometimes it can actually be the most productive thing that you can do, right? So if you're a dad, chances are your schedule is a fucking chaos, right? You're training, working, parenting, and maybe trying to like squeeze a little bit of a social life in there if you're lucky. But you can't out-train stress, right? When you're always in fight or flight mode, your body doesn't build muscle, burn fat effectively, or recover properly. Like it's pretty simple, yeah? That Sunday afternoon nap, that's your nervous system saying, yeah, we needed that to recover, right? That 20 minutes of a Netflix episode or something before bed, just decompression, right? And we're just relaxing. The trick is to do it with intention, right? So instead of mindlessly scrolling for 2 hours, make your downtime strategic. Ask yourself, what's something small I can do that'll leave me feeling recharged and not drained? For some people, it's reading. For others, it's gaming. For me, sometimes it's just sitting outside with a coffee, doing nothing and being okay with that. Right? I've got a cool little outdoor setting. It's fantastic, right? It makes me feel good when I have that coffee in my hand. Rest is not a reward. It's a requirement, right? So let's talk about how to know if you're pushing hard enough in the gym. And I've spoken about this fucking heaps, right? Heaps. The other total end of the spectrum of what we're just talking about, which is when you're actually training, right? So because like, I'll be honest, most people think they're training hard, but they're not even fucking close, right? I'm a coach. I've been a coach for 10 years. I see it all the time. If you finish a set and you could have done 6 to 8 more reps, then that's definitely not pushing. That's fucking warming up, right? Muscles grow and adapt from mechanical tension, meaning you've got to take them close enough to failure so that your body says, damn, we need to fucking get stronger to be able to lift this shit, right? So here are 3 tips to make sure that you're actually training hard enough, right? The RIR reality check. So I've spoken about this before. RIR, reps in reserve. If you finish a set and think, yeah, I could have done 2 more reps before my form broke, then that's where you want to be, right? Obviously. But if you could have done 5 more, you're more than likely under training, right? The key is honesty. Record yourself, watch a video, like watch those last few reps. Are they slowing down? Are you shaking? That's what pushing looks like, right? Making sure that you're fucking grinding out those last reps. Tip number 2 is track your progress like you fucking mean it. If your logbook looks the same for 3 weeks straight, guess what? Clearly, you're not progressing, right? Progression could mean more weight, more reps, better control, slower tempo, or even improved range of motion. So every week, ask yourself, Did I improve something? If the answer is no, then obviously you're going to be leaving results on the table, right? Makes sense. So tip number 3 is don't confuse fatigue with effort, right? Sweating, panting, or doing a bunch of junk volume doesn't mean that you're training hard. Effort is about intensity and intent, not how destroyed you feel afterwards. You can do four perfect working sets and get more growth than someone who's doing 15 fucking half-assed ones, right? So if you're resting properly, eating enough protein, recovering well, you should be able to push to that uncomfortable place more often. And that's where the real progress happens. So next session, take one exercise, actually fucking push it to failure, safely, of course, and you'll quickly realize what real intensity feels like. It's not going to kill you, right? So fucking just have a crack at it and see what happens, right? So to wrap this shit up, right? Remember this balance. You can't pour from an empty cup and you can't grow from half effort. Rest intentionally, train with purpose, and know that both recharging and pushing hard are part of the same process. So if this episode hit home, share it with another dad who needs to hear it, or tag me on Instagram at Trent Baines. Until next time, fill your cup, lift heavy, and be the dad that your kids look up to, right? You want to be that jack dad that's at the front of your house, mowing the lawn with some fucking whopping big veins and biceps popping out, squeezing the handle of the lawnmower. Oof, you gotta flex on everybody in the street, huh? Make sure that you give us a like on Instagram if you are there. Also, if you can give us a rating on Spotify too, that'd be fantastic. Subscribe on YouTube, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Obviously, it's been a little bit since we recorded something last, so thank you for being here. If you are listening to this, I appreciate the shit out of you, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it's not like 3 months. We'll see what happens. All right, adios, bye.